The screen is completely black. No sound, just pure silence, the kind of silence that feels wrong, unnatural. Then a single breath, slow, uneven, as if someone is standing in absolute darkness, struggling to stay calm. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps on gravel. The steps are cautious, hesitant. The crunching grows louder as if the person is walking forward or being pulled deeper into something they don't understand. Then, a flickering light, a flashlight beams across the screen, shaking in an unsteady grip. The air is thick with mist, the light barely cutting through it. The camera tilts up, revealing the tunnel entrance. Some places should never be found. Some doors should never be opened. The camera moves forward, closer to the entrance. The tunnel is massive, its stone archway ancient and crumbling. Faint carvings, symbols that don't belong to any known language, are scratched into the rock, some of them deep, as if clawed in. Thick vines creep around the edges, almost as if they're trying to pull the entrance shut. A rusted warning sign swings from a broken chain above the entrance. The words are barely readable under layers of dirt and rust. Do not enter. But there's something worse beneath it. A newer message, carved in deep, jagged scratches. It's still inside. The wind suddenly shifts. A deep, low whisper drifts from the tunnel. It's impossible to tell where it's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from the walls themselves. The voice is faint, but chillingly clear. Whisper, barely audible. Turn back while you can. The flashlight flickers. The camera shakes slightly as the person holding it steps forward. One foot crosses the threshold into the darkness. The instant their foot touches the tunnel floor, the sound cuts out. The wind stops. The forest behind them goes completely silent, as if the entire world just stopped. The camera tilts down. The ground is wet, not with water, but with something darker, something that smells metallic. The flashlight beam catches faint, smeared footprints leading inside. Not fresh, old, some going in, but none coming out. Imagine stepping into a tunnel and never stepping out. No matter which way you turn, you always end up back at the entrance. The walls whisper your name. Shadows move when no one is there. And then, one by one, your friends start disappearing. A heartbeat sound fades in, slow at first, then faster and faster. Then a flicker of movement. At the very edge of the flashlight beam, deep inside the tunnel, a figure stands, motionless, watching. The camera shakes as the person holding it gasps. The light flickers again, and the figure is suddenly closer, not walking, just closer, standing in the exact same position. Welcome to the Forgotten Tunnel, a place where reality bends and something in the dark is waiting. A sudden glitching static burst. The screen distorts violently, cutting to black. A single sharp whisper cuts through the silence. You shouldn't be here. Then total silence. The screen stays black for just a moment too long, making the viewer uneasy. Narrator, barely above a whisper, some places should stay lost, but if you dare, follow me inside. Daylight. 5 friends hike through a dense forest, their laughter breaking the eerie silence. Leaves crunch underfoot. Sunlight filters through the trees, but the deeper they go, the quieter it gets. Jake, a haunted tunnel? Come on, guys. You actually believe in that crap? Emily, serious, adjusting her backpack. People say those who go in never come back the same. Ryan, holding up his phone. Exactly why we're going in. Think of the views. Real haunted tunnel exploration. Viral content. They push forward. The trees thin out, revealing a massive tunnel entrance. The opening is pitch black, like a gaping mouth swallowing the light. The stone archway is covered in moss and eerie symbols carved deep into the rock. A sudden gust of wind rushes out from the tunnel, carrying a faint whisper. Sophie, shivering, glancing around. Did you hear that? Chris, trying to laugh it off. Probably just the wind. But as they step closer, the wind dies. Everything is unnaturally still. A deep silence presses down on them. Inside the tunnel, the only source of light is their flashlights, casting long, dancing shadows on the damp walls. The ground is uneven, littered with debris. Water drips from the ceiling, echoing endlessly. Jake, and walking ahead. Okay, we're in. Nothing's happening. Can we go now? Emily, running her hand over strange carvings on the wall. These symbols, they're warnings. Ryan pans his phone camera across the walls. The flashlight flickers. For a split second, a dark figure is visible in the background. Then, it's gone. Lowering his phone. What the hell was that? Suddenly, Chris stops, shining his flashlight on the tunnel floor. His face goes pale. Guys, look! A line of footprints leads deeper into the tunnel, but they're not theirs. They're too large, too deep. And the worst part? They don't lead in, they lead out. A sudden scraping sound echoes from the darkness ahead. Something is moving. Breathing heavy, the group moves forward, their footsteps hesitant. The whispers grow louder. Then, Emily screams. They whip around. Chris is gone. His flashlight lies on the ground, rolling, casting erratic beams of light. Emily, panicked, looking around wildly. Chris, where are you? Chris! Ryan, frantic. He was right here. We need to get out, now. A faint voice echoes through the tunnel. Chris's voice. But it's distorted, hollow. Chris's voice, whispering from the darkness. Help me. It's taking me. Don't trust the... His voice cuts out. The whispers surge, overlapping, building into a deafening roar. The tunnel shakes. Jake, gritting his teeth, grabbing Sophie's wrist. Run! They sprint, their flashlights bouncing wildly. The whispers chase them, growing louder, turning into screams. Then they see it, a dim light ahead, the exit. They push forward, hearts pounding, breath ragged. They burst out into the open air, but something's wrong. They freeze, panting, looking around. Sophie, whispering, no, no, no. They're back where they started. The tunnel entrance looms in front of them, unchanged, as if they never moved at all. Silence. Just the sound of the wind. Ryan, suddenly realizing, wait, where's Emily? They turn. Emily is gone. In her place, her phone lies on the ground, the screen flickering with a single message, don't trust the voices. A final whisper brushes against their ears, you're next. The screen cuts to black. After the horrifying climax of the story, the screen is pitch black. The sound of slow, heavy breathing fills the silence. A faint heartbeat echoes in the background, steady but eerie. The tunnel was real. The disappearances, unexplained. The whispers, still echoing in the darkness. The question is, would you dare step inside? A flickering text effect appears on screen. Would you enter? The letters seem to distort, almost as if something is scratching at them from behind the screen. Tell me, what would you do if you were trapped in that tunnel? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, if you're brave enough. A sudden glitching effect. For a split second, the screen flashes an eerie image, a shadow standing in a tunnel, staring directly at the viewer. Narrator, voice shifting to a warning whisper. And if you think this was just a story, think again. This tunnel exists. People have entered, and some never came back. The screen flickers as if something is interfering with the signal. A final message appears in red letters. Like if you'd never go in. Subscribe for more terrifying stories. A final whisper directly into the viewer's ears. Some tunnels should stay forgotten. Screen fades to black. A faint echo of the whispers lingers for a few more seconds before complete silence.